Playboy, you made that beat.
Super Sports Media back at it again. This is Mike Daniel Jr. with
His boy, Italy.
And Trey Martin, the Southwest High School class of 2025.
Ooh, I like to hear that. I like to hear that.
this interview is close to home. For those of y'all that don't know, I've known this young man since he was coming in my gym when I first started back to basics basketball back in 2014. And I was blessed and fortunate to have him, for about a year or two because his dad has a method. You know what his dad's method was, Italy? His method was, I'm not gonna coach him. I know enough hoopers, and I know enough guys that know basketball. I'm gonna let them tell him what to do. And so, you just talked about how hard he plays. That's because his dad has had him with some amazing and phenomenal trainers from Eric Nuncio to Boogie Stew to G Mello. He has had Antonio Daniels. He has had some phenomenal basketball individuals that have had their hands in his world. And so I got to ask you, I'm going to start the question. I'm going to start this off. Out of all the trainers that you've been with, like when your dad said you was going to training, who did you dread going to training with?
I would say definitely Coach G, Coach Mello. Man, that boy, even at a young age, like being 9 to 10, like he treats you like you in high school. Like this is your last year, hey, you better sprint, you better do that drill halfway, full way. I'm not taking no halfway, this and that, like he was from the get-go, like he was strict, whether he knew you or not. Like going in the long run, that helped out a lot, and that I see it like, man, that's how I got to where I'm at with all the discipline and stuff. But I definitely say Coach G, I used to be nodding my head before we get in there.
Hey, that's great to hear because hey, G did a great job with you. I remember when I saw you that first time as a freshman. Man, you were really skilled. You had a
Yes,
great jump shot that you improved on. But real quick, Mike, I thought you was about to date him and say, "Hey, man, I remember him back when he was in Pampers." So I'm glad you didn't go that far back. So I'm glad you said like fifth grade or 5 years old or something like that. I thought you was going to date him. You know what I
Nah,
mean?
I wasn't get him like that.
I'm just making sure. Hey, look, hey, sometimes I don't know what you sometimes because you be knowing a lot of
Nah,
these young
man,
fellas.
that smile that this kid's got, man, this kid.
Well, I'm just saying sometimes you be dating kids and stuff. You be like, oh, I
Well, like
remember
I said,
you.
like we talked about, in 2014, the training,
Say it again.
hey,
You broke up. You broke up.
it's just Peter, when you see a young fellow like this, and knowing that, he was in my gym when I first started back to basics basketball, and to see this same smile, to see all that hard work that he's put in pay off, and he's put it in. I know he's put it in. His dad, knowing the process. Oh man, because his dad is just cool and collected. Like Trey Bug, smooth and cool about everything. Hey man, I don't even care about this basketball. You better get some grades right. That's what his dad would all. He didn't even care about that. He like, you better, and and Trey ain't the crazy one. Miss Denise, the mom. Oh, don't get Miss Denise going now. Look here, I'm telling you. So I know this young man's past like very very well. I've watched him. It's just a beautiful thing to see that same smile. He has literally had this same smile for the last 11 years, man. Like no cap.
Yeah, he's definitely a phenom and definitely a 25 that has a real bright future to play at the next level. And so soon as like I said, we got the platform squared away and again, I wanted to interview someone from Southwest and I had it I believe we had to have him first on again. I know we missed out the opportunity to get McDonald on the show last year, but we just didn't have what I have now. So I want to thank him and give him his flowers and say, hey man, the sky's the limit. The sky's the limit. So go ahead, Mike. Let's lead this on. Let's go, bro.
All right, let's rock and roll. All right, young Trey, we got some questions that we're gonna rock and roll with, and
Yes,
just
sir.
be you, be the amazing, phenomenal young fella that you are. First off, we want to say thank you. You taking time. You didn't had a long school day, and you're taking time on a Tuesday evening to come kick with us at Super Sports Media and talk some
Mhm.
basketball. So the first question I got for you, besides putting points on the board, which you do very well, what do you see as your biggest contribution to your team's success?
Yes, sir. I definitely say my defense. Like I feel like you have to set the tempo on defense. You could get into shootouts with other team, but at the end of the day, it's gonna come down to who get the stop, who has the least amount of points, So I say playing the passing lanes and fast break dunks, the momentum shifts, like that's definitely my favorite attribution to my game.
What part of your career to now, high school or middle school or
Mhm.
just AAU, that you realize how important defense was? Because you mentioned defense, but how important
Yes, sir.
we're at showed like, hey, this is you have to be this. What part of your
Mhm.
career?
I'd say my high school. When I got to high school, because when I was younger, it was about points, flashy, but in between the legs, step back threes. But you get to high school, everybody can hit a three. You running the kids, everybody could dunk. So what's gonna separate you from the same kids that can do what you do? So you got to be able to lock up on defense, get points, rebound, steals, everything. So I would say definitely the high school part of my career, I seen the importance of it.
Last year, you guys were led by Josiah McDonald.
Mhm.
This year, you and a few others, Kike, a few other kids are the leaders of the team.
Mhm.
How are you looking upon being that leader and knowing what you guys need, plus playing in a loaded 5A division that you guys are playing in, and know you can't take no nights off? How is that leadership going to carry into the heavy games and
Mhm.
the big battles? Because you're up there. I know you don't play the Wagners yet until the playoffs, but again, you got to see them. You got to go
Yeah,
through
it's coming.
that
Yeah, it's
SEC
coming.
over there.
Yes, sir. I'd say like because we don't see that on a daily basis, they're not in our district and stuff, we still have to prepare for it, so we don't get caught off guard in the playoff. So like every Tuesday and Thursday, we wake up 6 o'clock in the morning and we outside running, conditioning. They like to get into track meets up and down the floor, fast break downs. We got to keep up with them, So conditioning, extra jump shots, weightlifting, getting everything ready. So we ready for it. We ready for it all.
Go ahead, Mike.
Off the court, and knowing you personally, which by the way, this is like in all the years that I've known him, this is the most I've ever heard him talk. So this is like tripping me out right now. But it's great. Off the court though, how do you balance that dedication to basketball with your academics and your personal life?
Yes, sir. Definitely talking to college a lot more. Different colleges around the country. My senior year, you see the importance of grades. Everybody tells you like keep your grades up, keep your grades up. But now that I'm actually talking to the coaches, you see like that stuff. Academics is way more important than athletics. Like you can't even get into school if your academics not right. So I definitely off the court. Like if I'm not hooping or anything, like I'm in the classroom, work getting done. Everything. And when I do have time, when I get my work out the way, I'm in the gym. But academics definitely is first.
Ball is life. I know it. So does it trip you out when you're talking to these coaches and they're not even talking about basketball? They're like, "What kind of student are you? What's your grade?" Does that trip you out like when the whole conversation is just about academics?
Yeah, because I be getting ready. Like, okay, they finna ask like, what's my favorite part of my game? What's my weakness? And it's a whole different thing. What's your GPA? Are you in any AP classes? Like, it's crazy. So I mean, it's cool though. It's definitely a cool experience.
Okay, I'm gonna ask a question in reference to you playing with all your friends, the Cam Garzas, the
Mhm.
Kikes, and some of the other players around the city. like I said, that 5A is like a loaded SEC right now. You guys are going to be really going through a gauntlet. How do you mentally prepare yourself to be friends with these guys during the summertime where you're playing next to them, to where high school you guys play so much basketball that you be going at these guys? How do you get yourself up every game in and game out? Because again, you're going to see Cam Garza twice this year, and that's one of
Yep.
your. You know, I know that's one of your guys, and again,
Yes.
that team is loaded. That team is loaded. So, how you going to prepare yourself mentally? Do you get yourself up to play these games?
Yes, sir. I showed them like I showed the team like they're my brothers, you know. Like I grew up with Cam, I grew up with Zach, everybody. But on that court, like man, we coming for them, you know. And I tell them like they're not gonna take it easy on us. Like we gotta come for y'all too. So definitely like the work ethics, like everything, like no plays off, nothing. Like I feel like we're the underdogs. We won district last year, but ever since they came into it, we the underdogs. So we definitely got that chip on our shoulder, and we ain't gonna do no talking. The game gonna come, so we ready for it.
And I hate, and I'm again nothing taken away from anything Southwest and the Dragons are doing. I want to consider you guys the favorite, but man, watching John Jay play and having that three-headed monster with those three guards, you guys are going to have your hands full, and you know that already. So I'm not taking anything away from you. So
Hmm.
you're right. You right now in this year, unfortunately, you are the underdog. So going into that mentality, you kind of mentioned a little bit, but what is your message to the guys in the locker room as you start to lace them up? Because before you know it, November is here,
Yes, sir.
and you guys are starting to play, and then before you know it, district is here, and I know that's
Hmm.
what you getting yourself ready for. So what are we saying mentally to the guys in the locker room?
Yes,
I'm gonna
sir. Well, I
tell you,
tell them,
hold on, Trey. Hold
okay.
on, Trey. Since he says, hey man, you better watch your mouth talking to Trey, man. You don't care about them other cats. Trey Martin put his socks on for his shoes just like everybody else. I got you,
He said
Yeah.
my
nephew.
he said my favorite saying. I love that saying. Say it again, Mike. Go ahead.
Tell him we the dragons. We put our socks on for our shoes just like everybody else. Tell him, nephew.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. But we definitely like I tell them all the time, like being an underdog to me, I love it. You know, like we embrace it. Cause I feel like not only do we have nothing to lose, but when we go out there and shock the world, prove a point, like, yeah, we've been working, you know, like y'all just not gonna count us out and get away with it. And that's how I grow up, you know. So I definitely take that personally and we're gonna be ready.
Okay, thank you. Go ahead, Mike.
All right. I know the answer to this next question, and don't get in trouble with your daddy answering this question wrong. But who is your basketball role model and why?
Oh, I mean, yeah, you know the answer to that already. But definitely my dad. I give him a hard time all the time, telling him he wasn't doing the stuff I was doing in high school. And he quick to pull up some newspaper from 1997 where he in the articles and stuff. But I'd be like, man. But yeah, definitely my dad, man, taking the time, to work out with me, to give me the opportunities growing up. Like I didn't take it for granted. I'm truly grateful for it all, man.
Man, I remember when he built. Remember the cement back when he built that backyard for you.
Yeah.
Man, I remember that.
And now he get mad because all my workouts be in gyms. So he be like, "Boy, you too good for the backyard now. This and that." I be like, man, yeah,
Hey, even the people as we get older, we forget how that Texas heat different.
yeah,
That
it's
Texas
different.
heat hit different. And you don't be out
Yeah,
there in that heat working it out, even though it's gonna make you great now. It's gonna make you
yes,
great.
sir,
But
yes,
at the
sir.
same time, you don't want to be out in that heat. So you gotta remind them, say, hey, dad, the temperatures are hotter nowadays.
Yes, sir.
All right. Give me your in your either high school or AAU or middle school. Give me a memorable moment on and off the court that you had with you and you'll always have with you forever.
I definitely say that's a good question. I got to think about that one. I say recently too. Recently in AAU, I played with Austin Unbreakable in the Under Armour circuit,
Let's give them a
and
shout out real quick. Give them a shout out.
yes, sir. Austin Unbreakable, Coach Smith, man, helped me with my recruitment a lot, man. But we had a tournament in Atlanta, and with this being my senior year, last year in AAU, all my family's from South Carolina, so they made the 2-hour drive down to come watch me play. And I actually averaged. We had a 7-game tournament, 7 games. And in 7 games, I averaged 21 points, 10 rebounds, and 5 assists and 2 steals. So it was pretty cool to put that good of a performance on for my family. With us driving out there too to make the trip worth it, it was definitely a fun experience.
That is dope. Can you give those numbers again as far as, what you did with your Austin AAU team? So you said
Mhm.
21 points.
10 rebounds, 5 assists, and 2 steals through 7 games in one tournament.
Listen, colleges. We got one here in San Antonio. We got one here right here. I'm telling y'all, this guy, he can play above the rim, super athletic. You heard him. He wants to play defense. And
Yes, sir.
again, at 17U, he averaged 21, 10, and 5, correct?
Yes, sir.
That's numbers right there. That's good job. That's showing you're a basketball player. You're very unselfish. You're very unselfish. So that's good stuff. Kudos to you.
Yes,
Kudos to
sir.
you.
Thank
Go ahead, Mike.
All right, pregame ritual. Do you have one? And what's your routine that gets you focused?
you. Yes, sir. I say the pregame ritual, I always got to pray, make sure we're being watched over by our Lord and Savior up top. Not just me, but everybody on the floor. And I definitely like to listen to music too, depending on my mood. Not everything got to be a rap song. Sometimes it's a little slow song to get you focused and ready, depending on the game. So music and praying, that's my ritual.
Okay, I love the prayer. It says slow song. Okay, 17, 2025. What slow music you be listening to? I'm curious.
I ain't gonna lie. I tell my dad I got the soul of the 80s and 90s. Boy, I be Tupac. That's not slow music, but that's in there. Sometimes I throw some Jackie the Edge, some Jodeci. Sometimes, sometimes set the tempo, but that's around that era. That's my type of music right there.
You are your father's child, that's for sure.
That is an old soul right there. He said jagged edge.
Yes,
That's
sir.
because
Man.
his dad don't listen. His dad don't do all that cursing in that rap music like that. That's why.
Yeah, yeah, he don't do
Yeah.
all
Like my parents used to call that hip hop bebop music. They don't want to hear all that noise.
that.
All right. Facing challenges. Last year, well, excuse me, this year I think it was in March or whenever you guys were in the playoffs, and I'm
Mhm,
bring up a bad spot here for us. You
mhm.
guys got bounced by Wagner.
On my
That was a
birthday.
tough. Oh man, you just made it worse. Okay.
On my birthday.
So
Yeah, I'll never
so
forget that.
Good job, E.
and again, you know why? And all jokes aside, I really have to talk about this because I remember watching him, and I remember the look on his face and just the determination. He was trying his hardest. He was really like going up and down the court, and it just again you saw it. You saw him really. You saw a basketball player not knowing they were going to lose, but trying everything he could do not to lose. So, with that being said, that's one of your biggest challenges. So, what
Yes,
are
sir.
you looking forward to this year to make sure that doesn't happen this year?
Definitely, I feel like that game we got too high. You know what I'm saying? Like we ran out, we jumped out 18-8 super fast. And I mean that's all season long. That's what we did to team. Jump out on them fast, and that was it. We finna take off. So they called a timeout. We were excited, of course, and I feel like we just got complacent after that. Cause then it was rough. Our next few possessions, they locked up on D. Wagner's a very good team, and they ended up catching up, and we just never recovered from that. We never adjusted emotionally. Like we down two at halftime. I'm looking around like, what's going on? Everybody look like we lost already. And I just feel like that was my fault though. Being one of the team leaders, I got to be able to get back everybody into that mode, And I'm definitely on the court. I'm working on my skill set, but off the court, I'm working on the mental state of it too, And that's the factor that's gonna help us get even deeper this year.
And that's what I really want to hear because I think that's the part of the game that a lot of young athletes don't take advantage
Mm,
of. Like they want to do all the physical things that they have to do. They want to wake up early and take the
mhm.
workouts, take them serious. And I've seen you work out, so I know you have a great work ethic. But to hear
Yes,
you
sir.
say the mental aspect of the game is great to hear. And
Mhm.
again, that's the part of the game that's important because again, without the mental, you're not gonna go very far. Go ahead, Mike.
Yes, sir.
So, mental is to physical as four is to one. Figure that out
Mhm.
and get at it. But I want to piggyback my question off of the previous question, right?
Mhm.
Last year, you guys had a couple of games with some very hostile,
Oh,
controversial
Yeah.
situations, right?
Hmm.
And, you being the junior at that time, the young leader, well, now you're the senior leader. Are you a vocal leader? Are you a leader by example? And what can you do and what are you planning to do as you're mentally getting prepared to keep those types of situations and keep that type of spotlight and energy away from the Dragons?
Yes, sir. I know we definitely had some controversial games last year, and that was on our end, no matter what they're doing or anything, like we can't let that, all we can control is our reaction. And we got to be able to stay focused and composed in hostile environments like that. And that's definitely one of the biggest things we're working on. Like we can't get 7 techs in a game. Like that's not acceptable. You're gonna lose every time you do that. And we cannot have that weakness on us. Teams can't be able to be like, we can say something to them, and now they out of character. Now we got them doing things they don't normally do. So that's the mental part of it. And that's the part we're working on.
So just remember this, man, at the next level, there's 12 to 15 guys on a roster. A coach will sacrifice one of those roster spots
Mhm.
to take out and get somebody out of a game.
Yes,
It
sir.
gets to be that serious. And so just make sure that you stay locked in and have your guys locked in to be able to overcome those situations because all I want to do is hear about you guys knocking off heads
Yeah.
and shocking the world. You know what I'm saying? And
Yes, sir.
so you're ready for it. You're ready. And again, you're ready. Go ahead,
Yes,
E.
sir.
All right. Fun question. Fun question. Let's get away from last year. Here we go. If there was a sport other than basketball that you would excel in, what would it be?
Football. Football all the way. I used to play football growing up until I got to high school. Then I was like, I focus on basketball more. I take it more seriously. But I think definitely with my height now and the way I jump, my athleticism, I think I'd be a good wide receiver. Mike Evans type wide receiver on the goal line. Just throw it up to him. I'm gonna go get it. So
You
I
know what? I
definitely
can
think
see that.
football.
I
Yes,
can see
sir.
that because you do got hops. Like
Yes,
you got
sir.
sneaky hops too. You
Yeah.
you don't look like you can jump above the rim, but you
Nah.
can. Yeah, you
I
got
like that
bounce.
though. I like that a lot because that gets the defender. I catch him
That's
slipping
true.
a lot of times. Yeah.
That's true. That's
Yes, sir.
true. You got a springboard over there. You do.
Yes.
You do. Go ahead, Mike. Go ahead.
What's one thing you enjoy most about being part of your high school basketball team?
Definitely like the family, it's a family field. We're not just a basketball team. Like from the coaches to the players, like everybody's family. And we all look out for each other on the court, off the court. You need help with some algebra work? Come on, we got you. Like just that family vibe we have over here, I definitely appreciate it.
Love that answer. Love that answer. Go ahead, E.
All right. Game day wisdom. Like I said, you're one of the leaders now.
Mhm.
Going into every game, what are one of the things that you're going to have as far as wisdom wise that you're going to put on a group? And what is something you're looking forward that you're going to hear from either Coach Stewart or Sanchez?
One thing I would tell the team, like, be the best version of yourself you could be. Whether you're a starter and you playing big minutes or you're young, you're a sophomore and you gotta be on the bench ready for your opportunity. Like just because you're sitting there don't mean you're not a part of the team or you're not playing. Like clap, bring that energy, bring that enthusiasm off the bench where it translates onto the court. And one thing I'm looking forward to hearing from the coaches, like just be ready. Like go out there and hoop. It's just basketball. Like stay focused, stay composed, and do what you do. And I think we're really gonna shock a lot of people this year.
Go ahead, Mike.
Well, you're gonna shock. Let me see. I can't say that on air anymore. Uh, you're gonna shock. You're not gonna shock the people that. Never mind. Anyway, you ain't shocking us. We know what it is.
Yes,
Uh,
sir.
what advice would you give younger student athletes about the importance of those academics and athletics, balancing
Def
those two?
yes, sir. Like take understand the value of it. while you're young. Like, don't wait till your senior year trying to go to college. Now I got to get all A's. Now I got to finish with a 4.0 GPA. Like, your freshman year, you should have had that mindset. But a lot of kids don't because they're so young and they have to learn that. But definitely value your academics and understand the importance of them. So when you get to the junior and senior grade level, like you're ready, you're prepared for college coaches and everything. So,
Thank you for saying that. That's one thing I'm really enjoying that the class 25 student athletes are saying, the 26s are
mhm.
saying. Thank you. Thank you. That's so important that these young fellas here.
Yes,
All
sir.
right. All right. So with everything going on in your life, as far as you got basketball, you have school, and then you have the home life. That's three. And then you got just outside noise. Out
Mhm.
of all those things, how do you juggle it all? How do you stay just level headed, Trey Martin?
Yes, sir. Definitely like talking to God, And the older I got, I understood the importance of having a relationship with him. Because you're gonna hear some people that are gonna tell you the best basketball player you ever seen, and you might get big headed, but you gotta stay humble. Or you're gonna hear some people tell you like you gotta work on this, you gotta work on that. You're not the best player. You can't hoop, and you can't let the doubts fill your mind either. So being stable with God and having that good relationship with him, that's definitely how I juggle it all. Just trusting him and putting it in his hands.
Man, your mom's gonna cry when she watches this interview. You know that, right?
Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
Go ahead, Mike. Send us off the way. Get that
All
question
right,
out.
last question. Actually, I got two.
Okay.
One, how do you stay motivated and focused
Mm.
along with pursuing your passion for basketball? What what is your driving force? And then what age did you finally determine, you know what? I think I can really be good at this. I think I want to continue my career past high school. When was it? What moment was it?
Yes, sir. Well, definitely what motivates me, I mean, like I can't even name all of them. Like waking up, hearing the new John Jay y'all district, they finna come through and run through y'all, All right, we gonna see. Like everything, just seeing how hard my parents work, and the sacrifices they make for us off the court just to be able to give us a house or the food, everything. Like I take into account everything and I don't take any of it for granted. Not living with regrets. It's my last year, like I'm gonna enjoy it, but I'm also gonna make sure I leave a statement. And those are all factors that what motivates me. And I feel like if I could get that same energy to flow through the team, like we definitely gonna be together, tough unit. Like we all of us gonna be the same, not just one player, not two, everybody. And the age I thought were like I loved basketball from a super young age. I mean, 5, 6, I was hooping. I was at your camps, super young. But I would say when I got to high school, having to make a choice between football or basketball, it was tough because I grew up playing both. But I just figured like, man, my dad was a basketball player. Like, I want to follow into his footsteps, but I'm gonna show him I'm better than him. Well, I love talking to my dad. So go like freshman year, 14, 15, I was like, I could really do this. I'm gonna work on this. So
That's what's up. So I got a personal question. Can you outshoot him yet?
oh, well, I can do everything better than him. Everything.
Man, let me find out.
Everything.
Let me
Hey,
find out Trey letting
hey,
you
he
outshoot
and he
him,
gonna
man.
he gonna try he gonna try and play you like I can't. Don't listen to him. Don't listen to
Look, I can already hear it. Man, you know that boy be lying.
him. Yeah, yeah, don't listen to him.
Well, hey, real quick, before we go, I know we're gonna ask a fun fact about you, and then we're gonna hit you with some rapid fire. Hey, just tell us real quick. I don't think Mike was on when we were talking earlier. What did you just finish doing today? Why we had to move the interview back? Can you let them know what you were doing?
Yes, sir. We actually held at Southwest. We held a basketball camp for fourth and fifth graders. I still got my little whistle on me too. So, I mean, we was in there making sure they get some good work in. And it was definitely a success. They enjoyed it, we enjoyed it, so it was cool.
So, how's it feel being the bigger guy, passing on this information of how to play basketball, what things to do? The back to basics
Yeah.
versus when you were there. How did it feel?
I know it's definitely like it's a real feeling, like 'cause I remember being a little kid. I remember looking at everybody like, dang, and then when I do a little dunk or something, all the kids go crazy and stuff. It's definitely like such a valuable experience, and I'm really thankful for it.
Great stuff. Great stuff. Go ahead, Mike. You want to hit him with the fun fact, or I mean, yeah, get him with the fun fact question
No, you go
or
ahead.
rapid
That fun
fire.
fact is you. That's you. That fun fact is you.
All right, give the audience a fun fact about Trey Martin that only you know.
I gotta think about that one. Let me see. Let me see. Mm, a fun fact about me. That's a good question. I never really thought
That
about
no
that.
one knows. If you're a
Yeah.
gamer, do you play video games, or you go fishing, hunting?
A fun fact about me is that I'm probably the best NCAA player you're gonna run into. That new NCAA that just came out, College
Oh
Football
wow,
25. Yeah, I'm probably the
yeah,
best one you're gonna run into. I get my work done, my school grades, I be in the gym, but my free time, well, I'm on that game, so ain't nobody nicer than me.
okay, okay. I'm at to get that gamer tag and check you out. Get that
Yes,
gamer
sir.
tag. 'Cause, hey, Coach gets on every now and then. I don't mind letting y'all know. I get on. I do a little Fortnite every now and then, and I got the NCAA. I downloaded it.
Yeah, yeah.
So
I'm the
yeah,
nicest one you're gonna run into. The
okay.
Florida
I'm
Gators. I tell my
okay.
dad, Florida, they not good in real life. They be losing to everybody. So they need to get me as the offensive coordinator or something. I change that record fast, boy. I'll
That's true.
change that
That's
record
true.
fast. Yes, sir.
All right, Mike. Go ahead and give him the rapid fire.
I will. Hey, real quick. How old is Trevor now? What grade is Trevor in now?
He's 11 years old and he just started middle school, sixth grade.
Oh man. Oh wow. That's dope.
Yeah.
All right. One last question before rapid fire. And I gotta
Yes, sir.
ask this just to get some stuff started. Who do you have marked on your schedule? I know there's gotta be at least
Yeah.
one. Who
Y'all,
is it?
y'all, y'all ain't even had to ask me this question. I bet Coach Tally already know who it is.
You don't have
But
to
that's
answer though. You don't have to answer though. You don't have to answer. Don't get nobody
yeah,
no bulletin board material. You don't have
yeah,
to
yeah.
answer. Don't let Mike get you
I
in no trouble.
I ain't gonna answer it, but I'm pretty sure most people out there know who
Oh,
we
I know
talking
who it
Oh
about.
yeah.
is. I
We
know
Yes,
who it
know.
sir.
is.
We know.
Yes,
I know
All
who
sir.
it
right.
is.
All right, nephew. I got some rapid fire questions for you. Just answer them as best you can, and then we're gonna go from there. All right.
Yes, sir.
Houston Texans or Indianapolis Colts? Who you got?
Indianapolis coach.
Ooh. Okay.
Because I had a visit with a school out there in Indianapolis, and I saw the Lucas Oil Stadium, and we got to talk about the coach a lot. I'm a big Anthony Richardson fan because he came from Florida, so they might not
Well,
win, but that's the side I'm gonna beat on.
he knows his homework. I like it. Pizza or calzone?
Pizza,
Cheeseburger or hot dog?
cheeseburger,
Cowboys or the Cleveland Browns?
Cleveland Browns, no Cowboys. No, we ain't not none of that over here.
McDonald's or Burger King?
McDonald's.
Don't get in trouble with your dad with this next question. Kobe or LeBron?
Kobe. I ain't gonna get in trouble with her. That's Kobe all the way.
All right. Two-part wings question. Hot or barbecue?
Barbecue,
Drums or flats?
drums, drum.
Dragons or Mustangs?
Dragons, boy, man, come on, dog. Come on, dog.
Hey, I got an alibi. I got an alibi. Being the son of a barber,
Mhm,
the last time we had a son of a barber from the city, they played all three levels.
mhm.
What are your thoughts on that? As far as how far can you go?
I really think, whatever God's plan is for me, I'm at peace with it. But I definitely work hard enough and put enough work in to be Division One, Division Two, whatever level I end up at, I definitely work hard enough, and I'm gonna show people that too with my performance on the court. So definitely an all level type of guy.
Great answer. I love it. See, that's what I'm saying. Don't let people give you no bulletin board material. I love it. I love it.
Yes,
I
sir.
love it. Hey man, again, I just want to make sure you got a lot of people supporting you. We watching you. You're doing a great job, phenomenal job. You're a great student athlete. Please continue doing what you're doing, man. Please continue doing what you're doing. You got a great coaching
Yes,
staff
sir.
over there. that believe in you. Okay.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
Hey, nephew. So now that you're older, how often do you get your haircut by dad? Do you get the game
Oh,
day? Do you get the game day cut the night before cut? How often do we take you out?
it ain't even got to be game days. I get one every Sunday. But this is homecoming week, so I got the little retwist, the little barrel rolls, and I got a haircut Sunday, of course. But I'm gonna get another haircut Friday night before homecoming on Saturdays too. So yeah, like whenever I'm like, hey, let me get a cut real quick. Then he don't be wanting to do it all the time, but he got to. I'm his son. So yeah,
Man, you got a great personality, young man. I'm glad you showing it. I'm glad you showing it. Go ahead,
yes,
sign
sir.
off, Mike. Let's get us out of here.
Hey, so first off, man, again, nephew, thank you for taking this time to come and fellowship talk hoops with us. It is, man, I'm smiling ear to ear because you were one of my first campers. I got to pick camper of the week. I got to pick still. And so to have you here and watching you going into this senior season, getting ready to terrorize the state, I'm
Mhm.
excited to watch the season for you, man. So thank you. Your flowers are given. And I'm wishing you nothing but a healthy and successful and blessed senior season, my man. Good luck.
Yes, sir. Thank you. Thank you.